get drunk for the weekend. Let's turn up for the weekend. Let's turn up for the weekend. Let's get drunk for the weekend. Oh, hey Q. You know I got it.
What's up, Big D's?
Welcome back. What are we on, episode 3?
Welcome back after a slight hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Rowdy Rebels, episode 3. We took a little bit of a break, but we're back.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break, personal reasons. I got a new job,
Life.
training, life, and
Just getting in here, getting it done.
yeah, getting all the way over here to West Warwick to the podcast room is a little bit of a hassle, but people was hitting us up like, "Yo, where's the content? Where's the episodes?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, all right. We got it, It'll
Yeah, we're also working on like a new space and just kind of working some things out. So held us back a little bit.
to revamp, remodelize, and all that good stuff."
But excited to be back. So today's about you. We had an episode on me. Now it's all about you, Lord Burns.
Hell no! Hell no!
Excited?
Okay.
So I guess I'm kind of like interviewing you.
I wouldn't necessarily say interview, but
Right.
it's just like,
Let's learn more about Lord Burns.
your boy get a little bit of love today.
Tell us about yourself. Broad question, but give us a little
What kind
spiel.
of broad question was that?
That's my opening line.
What was it?
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, I know about you, but I feel like not everyone knows everything about you, so we're going to work through it.
My name is Demani and I'm black as hell.
Okay. Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Newburgh, New York, upstate New York, Orange County, right on the Hudson. We're about an hour north of the city. Born and raised right in the trenches, Newburgh.
And what brought you to Rhode Island?
Wrestling, what year was it? It's probably 2017, 2018. And Jay, shout out my boy Jay, it's my brother. And he was like, "Yo, if you come out here to Johnson and Wales, we'll win a national title." I'm like, "What is that? What is Johnson and Wales?" And he was like, "Oh,
Did you think it was a
Rhode Island."
culinary school? I feel like a lot of people think JWU is just culinary.
I did. There was someone from NFA, Newburgh Free Academy, that went to JWU for culinary. So I was like, "Oh," I said, "What do you do out there? Cook and shit?" The heck?
But to Jay, you asked Jay that?
Yeah. But he's like, "Nah, they got everything." I was like, "All right." I came and visited, and him and Coach Morris, they would chit chat in my ear when I would see them, and then it was like, "Hey, come on." So I was like, okay. It was a leap of faith. Literally a leap of faith.
And you were leaving Cortland at the time, right?
Yeah, I was about to go into my senior year of Cortland. And they were like, anything C or above, anything C or better is good to go, transfer, good, money. I was like, oh, bet. So I'll do this 1 year and we'll be done and we'll,
So you thought you just had 1 year at JWU and you were set.
Yep, 1 year, chilling.
What did it set you back for?
I went from about to be a first-term senior,
Wow.
and I got reset to a second-term freshman.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it took me 4 more years to graduate.
And I feel like for them, like, just kind of explain, like, how do you even know Jay, right? Like, so you guys met through wrestling and back in Newburgh.
He's from John Jay. He's from Fishkill. But, yeah, everyone in the wrestling community is kind of well-connected, especially if you're from, like, the same state or even same section. But Jay's Section 1, I was Section 9. What separates the two is the river. So he's right across the river, so we would always see each other, stuff like that. And got close to the wrestling, yeah, for sure.
And then, like, after you guys started wrestling together, obviously, like, now you don't go to school together, but you kind of grew up together, and then he brought you over to JWU, right?
For sure, yeah. 2-time national champ. I was like, all right, whatever you doing.
Yeah,
it
something's working.
Must be good, so let's do it. Send it.
And what got you into, like, wrestling in general? Because I feel like that's such a big part of your story that people don't see. They just see you kind of getting into fighting now, and they kind of don't know the backstory on you starting as wrestling, like a wrestler.
What got me started in wrestling? Well, I was always a huge like WWE fan
We know
as a
that.
kid growing up, and I used to practice all my moves on Damien, my little brother, and he used to cry and this and that, but I just do everything. And
Mean big brother.
I played football. I was mainly playing football and playing baseball, and then my neighbor, good friend of mine, Kyle, he had tried out for the wrestling team when he was in seventh grade. I was in sixth grade, and he would come back to the house and he'd be like, "Yo, let me show you these crazy moves that I learned today." I'm like, "Yo, what is this stuff?" Like, it's like, "This is real wrestling, not that WWE shit." So we're like in his backyard on a trampoline, like he's showing me these crazy moves. I'm like, "Yo,
I gotta do this.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. You gotta teach me this every day." And I really didn't know anything about like clubs or anything like that. And I don't even really think they were that big when I was coming up, especially that young. That was probably like 2009, 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, like, I didn't even know wrestling was so big of like a community from like joining these clubs. And then you say you didn't go to school with Jay, but you met him through wrestling, even though it's not like a town sport, like the way you grow up and like play football with like the
Yeah,
kids.
no. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I gotta learn this stuff, man, every day. He's showing me some things, and then he went up to eighth grade, and he actually moved up into varsity, and then I was seventh grade going into modified, not knowing what wrestling was, and I was so nervous, and I was like a little baby. I was like 13 years old, 4'11".
This is when you started wrestling.
Yeah, like 4'11", 82 pounds, like
Wow.
just a little kid, and there was cuts and stuff, and I was like, dang, man, like if I get cut, like this is whack, like whatever,
Yeah.
like I want to do this, like something new, you like kind of
So you just went
fighting.
for it. You didn't really have like a training behind you. Just try it out.
To send it, and then Coach Horton, he was the coach for the modified team. He ended up keeping me, and I was on the team, and it was like exciting. We practice, but Kyle was up with the JV and the varsity team, so I was like,
In middle school.
yeah. So I was kind of bummed
That's
out about
interesting.
that. But yeah, in New York, you're allowed to compete in varsity sports as
In
a-
high school, right?
You can
like-
compete with the high schoolers as a middle schooler.
Oh, wow.
You
Yeah,
just gotta
it's
pass like a physical
different.
fitness test. But yeah, I was seventh grade, wrestled, learning and learning. I was like wild. I ended up winning every match that season except for like the last one. Yeah, I probably lost the last match of the year.
Do you remember like what it was?
I wrestled
So long ago, but
PJ. Yeah, PJ Smoot. That was like one of my nemesis in high school. We wrestled a lot. But he beat me my seventh grade year.
did you get him back?
We wrestled a million times.
And I'm sure you beat him at least once, right?
Yeah, I beat him for a Section 9 title once. He beat me for a Section 9
Oh, wow.
title once. Yeah, that's my boy though. He's crazy. But yeah. So after that season, they have like the banquets and awards stuff, and I ended up getting like the seventh grade most outstanding wrestler, and I was like, whoa, this is new. Like, because football is different. It's like team, and I wasn't always the biggest or the
Yeah.
fastest. Like I would just be like all in, but I wasn't like I didn't have those gifts like in that manner. But
Do you feel like you fell in love with wrestling because you were good at it?
not even. I just craved knowledge at the end of the day.
And learning.
Like, yeah, did the winning feel good? I was like, yeah, I'm all in. But like, I didn't have like every opportunity like other kids. I didn't play basketball because I wasn't tall.
Yeah.
And I was almost not allowed to play football because I was too little. And my dad was like kind of nervous.
Kinda
He's like,
dangerous,
I don't
yeah.
want you to get hurt. So it was like we had to pester him just to get me in it. And this was something that I could do by myself.
Right.
And,
Like you're on a team, but it's a lone sport.
But even so, like getting the practices and all that stuff is just me. Figure it out, and you get what you put into it.
Absolutely.
So I won those awards, and I was like, oh man, like I gotta keep going. And then
Do you feel like it kind of taught you like a different level of discipline? Maybe like if you didn't get into wrestling, like maybe you wouldn't have today because you started so young. And I mean, like showing up to practice, like all of those different things. And like you said, like figuring it out, like getting there. Do you feel like that carries over today?
For sure, you find a way, but it's crazy because I didn't really even start out with wrestling. I started with boxing, to be honest, because my neighbor, like Kyle's my neighbor over here, and then right across from my house, this guy Ray Rivera, he lived in that house, and he was actually the boxing coach of the Newburgh Boxing Club, and he had professionals fighting on HBO, professionals everywhere. So it was like he was a big deal. And then my dad and him were kind of like they were cool, they were tight. So, and his gym was kind of right around the corner from my grandma's also, and I was always at my grandma's. And then went down there. I was down there like every day, not knowing what I was doing at all. And,
How old were you then?
8, 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And your dad was taking you over there.
No, I could walk. It was right around the
Oh, it
corner.
was close. Okay.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. So I was walking into the gym, all these guys are there, and it was just a different atmosphere for me, especially with the football and stuff like that. And not gonna lie, I kind of felt like I was getting babysat, It's
Yeah.
just like kind of, all right, yeah, you can come to the gym, just so you can not be outside in like the streets and get involved with crazy stuff like that.
Like you don't feel like you were really learning anything.
And no, not at all. There was no classes. It was like a boxing gym.
Like almost like an after school program.
Not even. It was a gritty boxing gym. Like, all right, these guys are with this coach, this guy's with this coach. Let's work. That's it.
But you didn't really have like a coach at the time.
Nah. So I was just sitting there going through the motions, like, oh, all right, 3 rounds jump rope. All right, 3 rounds heavy bag. All right.
And then it's
3
more
rounds,
of a workout than.
Yeah, 3 rounds
yeah.
speed bag. All right. Shadow boxing. All right. And it was just like, I don't know. And then you see all these guys sparring and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not trying to put shame on it because probably all
It's
the
great, yeah,
all the
for
little
other
guys,
reasons.
all the little guys probably went through the same thing. It was just that I didn't let it evolve into anything else because I was like, this is too slow for me, So I did the wrestling, and that was it for boxing for a while.
Until now.
12 years. Wow. Yeah. So started with the boxing. That was crazy.
I know we talk about this all the time. Like you say you don't enjoy training. Like, and then kind of going back to when you're a little kid, you're like, this is cool and it keeps me busy, but I'm not learning. So do you feel like even now, like your favorite thing about either like MMA training or boxing is learning versus like putting the work in?
For
Like,
sure.
Like I know you put the work in because you have to, but I feel like you enjoy the learning process of the sport.
Yeah, I seek out knowledge, and that's really my main objective for all of this. I love coming in and just learning something new and being able to drill it and rep it out and then get my body used to doing whatever motions that is so that I can execute it to the highest level and be a showman about it. So it's like I crave the knowledge. Like, all right, I'm going in so I can hopefully learn something and I could drill this 1,000 times. But
And was that like your favorite part of wrestling? Like I know you talk about like your college wrestling and like that moment of like winning a match and putting on a show and not just like being a wrestler, like being a performer. Do you feel like you enjoy that maybe like the most out of kind of competing and training for wrestling or fighting? Like being a performer.
I mean, yeah, because again, I had like a very unorthodox style. Like I was kind of go big or go home. Like I was the kid that was doing high flying moves all the time,
Right.
and it's like all stuff that I would see on YouTube, and like, all right, I see this, I'm gonna try it.
What was the coolest thing you've ever done in like a wrestling match?
Backflip out of a single.
Oh, like mid-match. It wasn't like you were done and you won and you showed off with a backflip.
No, like a kid grabbed my leg for an inside single, pulled it up, and I backflipped out of it. And then I was like, holy cow.
Were you worried that you weren't going to land that backflip?
No.
That would have been crazy. Did everyone go crazy?
Crazy.
This is in college?
No, it was high school.
Oh, wow.
It's 10. I was,
You ever try it again?
yeah. It became like my thing.
Oh, cool.
You know, it became my thing. I did it first time at the Journeyman Classic against like some kid from like Florida. He grabbed my leg, pulled it up, I went, I flipped.
What was the kid's reaction? Like, holy shit.
Facts. But yeah, it was crazy. A bunch of craziness that I did. You know, I kind of went by the kill or be killed. That was it, because I was a pinner. But I also got pinned when I was getting pinned. But the more I learned and the better I got, and the more like the more technical I got. Because before it was like mainly just being an athlete.
Yeah, like instinct, right?
And having crazy hips. And then especially like when I came to J-Woo, it was like, all right, we're going to teach you mindset. We're going to wrestle with IQ. And that's what really turned my level to the highest level, because it's like before I would just go out there and wing it.
Yeah.
Like no game.
And it pulled off, but
no game plan, just wing it. But once you got the game plan, it's like, all right, let's stick to this. Stick to this. Okay, know the situations, know where you're at on the mat. You're down by this. This is what you should do. This is your best position. You should stay here. It's like, oh, okay, this is how you wrestle.
Yeah.
I like this. I'm like, you win the biggest matches.
You can like outsmart someone.
Yeah, and then when you win those big matches, it's the same feeling as doing some crazy stuff in those mid-level matches. So it's like, word.
And is there like a wrestling coach that you feel like had the biggest influence on maybe your game, or you learned the most from? I know that's kind of hard because you learn a little bit from every coach you have, but
That's definitely a hard question. I don't take anything from any of my coaches, you know. I thank every single one of them that's been in my life to this point, because without any of them, I probably wouldn't be here doing this podcast today. Right. Coach Quilty, you know, he was there. Coach Horton was there. Coach Leggett was there. Coach Dunn was there. That's just like high school still, you know. And then we got the guys at Apex. Coach Damian was helping me out a lot. You know, Johnny, he was there. Johnny Stramiello was there. And then obviously in college, you know, we had Coach Broom, Paul Fields, fucking Coach LeBlanc. Like all those guys, they all have their own thing that they all install into you. And then obviously when I came to J-Boo, like it was just, we scored the touchdown every time. There's Moose, you know, Coach Morris.
so you believe
BA.
like I was gonna say, like, you believe like you're like a complete maybe wrestler based off of like every single person giving you like a little bit of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Quilty was really like a guru. He knew like so much stuff. He's like a wizard for real.
This is college.
I was high school, and this is a guy who really helped me out a lot, like to get the ball rolling for sure. And then Coach Dunn was a gym teacher, so like, and he was like in school, watching clips and coming to practice. Like, yo, I saw some stuff today. Like, let's try this. He'll show me it, and we'll try it, and then I'll hit it that weekend. And he's like, "What? Yeah, I didn't mean for you to try to do it in a match like this quick." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good.
But I feel like when you show people like you're so interested in them and like what they can teach you, they just want to keep teaching you.
For sure.
Feeding you more like
Yeah,
information.
For sure.
And like what drove you to kind of take wrestling through college? Like, did you know in high school, like what were you doing it for, to learn more, to just keep competing? Like what was that driving factor to wrestle in college? Because I think a lot of people wrestle in high school, but they're not like, I want to do this in college.
It was my only way to get to college, to be honest. I wasn't the best student in high school, and I didn't want to stay in the hood for the rest of my life. So it was either be good and take this path, or just be stuck and become a statistic.
Right.
So I took the former, got out the hood. And now we're here.
Yeah. And now, like, what's that switch for you? You're done with wrestling. You got a degree, and like you're saying, like kind of like wrestling helped you get there, and now you're saying I want to be a fighter. Now, what's the drive there?
What, we're fighting?
Yeah.
Money.
Okay.
Money. That's it.
Like a different lifestyle, because I mean, you have a degree, you can get a good job. You're a smart person, but I feel like it's not just money then that drives you, right? Because you can make a lot of money a lot of ways. Why be a fighter? Is it
because you still have that sense of glory? You still have that sense of like, I'm the fucking man. But if you're the man, you get paid like the man.
Yeah.
So you strike while the iron is hot. You see how good you could be. If you're not, all right, now fall back on the degree and all this other stuff.
Absolutely.
But if you're the man, run with it.
I think it's kind of like back to our point. Like, I don't think everyone's like the same. I don't think every athlete's the same, but like some people are performers. Like some wrestlers could be good at wrestling, but they're not meant to steal a whole crowd. And you kind of have that aspect to you that you want to bring over to fighting, and you feel like you could make a career out of that. So I feel like maybe that's like you said, like you love performing, you're good at it. That's kind of like your drive there.
For sure. Yeah. I'm a showman. Handsome showman. That's it.
So what are your goals right now? Like, you haven't fought in MMA yet. You did some boxing. Rough and Rowdy, we know you're going strong with that. 3-0 now, right? You're Rough and Rowdy? 2-0?
2-0-1.
Oh, we got the draw. I count that as a win, though.
2-0-1.
I'm sure like everyone's been following that, is watching this podcast about that fight. But what do you feel like? I mean, I don't think you lost that fight. You obviously just like won it. But where do you think you lost points the most?
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
That dropped my heart.
This board is on some Houdini shit. Sorry about that.
I think that was a good reaction though, because
no, like, I almost peed on myself.
I saw that. I could see it in your eyes.
What? Okay. What was the question again?
Like, where do you feel like? I don't think it's a loss, and I think everyone knows you lost points because you flipped this man. But
yeah, for sure.
If you could have did anything differently, would you maybe not have flipped him? Would you have fought a different way to get that win? I mean, you still got the win money. You got the money for showing up. So does it really make a difference? But you did get suspended.
Who cares?
Who cares, right? Like, I didn't even get on that card either. They missed out.
Who cares?
I think it was worth it. Hindsight, I think the flip was worth it.
Yeah, that's my boy, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool kid.
Yeah, that's my boy. But
he's actually pretty good, too. I'll give him credit. He was your toughest opponent in Rough and Rowdy.
Facts.
Yeah. What's next for you, though? Tell us, like, what's next?
I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine. Whoever want to fight, let's do it. Now, I was supposed to take an MMA fight. Well, I don't know if I was supposed to take it, but there was an offer for an MMA fight a few weeks ago. Same day that I heard about it is a day that I hurt my wrist. I kind of like, I don't know if it's like mini fractures in the hand or like sprained cartilage.
Yeah, but it's pretty swollen.
Wrist. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So ended up not doing that. And the kid was like, yeah, I'll fight him. Who cares? I was like, whoa, he's a brave soul. But there's nothing on the horizon as of right now. We don't really hear from I don't hear from the promoters at Rough and Rowdy, like how the champ Vicky D hears from the promoters at Rough and Rowdy. So yo, this
what is happening?
Some Houdini shit, boy.
You're not doing that.
No, you see my hands on the floor.
My heart's gonna be on the floor soon.
This is some bullshit. That's why we gotta get out of here.
I told you. We still have the problem, like I bet you can see it in this, but the walls are collapsing around us.
If anyone knows where to get a Roadcaster Pro 2, you let us know.
Please. Oh, you hear that? Please.
Yeah, please.
My voice.
Please.
That was horrifying.
Sir, please. But yeah.
I got this cough going on. That's why.
But yeah,
Oh, so yeah, back to that. So Do you feel like you want to do one more Rough and Rowdy and then switch to MMA?
100%. I'll do how many ever rough and rowdies as long as they keep me and keep the pockets full.
Tell them to bring me my money.
I'm not gonna lie.
I could be wrong, but I feel like you want that title shot and then you want to kind of go mindset shift into
Elsewhere,
MMA,
yeah,
right?
Because my goal was to have my first MMA fight as soon as I got my blue belt in jiu-jitsu, just to know that I was kind of competent enough in jiu-jitsu. But we got in the rough and rowdy around the same time that I got my blue belt, so I was like, oh.
And now let's tell
wrong
them
with this?
what's up. You just got your purple belt.
Facts.
Congratulations.
Facts. Thank you. Facts.
But I still feel like it's such a
Did
good
like this.
thing. Let's go. Yup.
I did just get my purple belt yesterday.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The fastest moving rank person sitting across from me. How long did it take you to get your purple belt at Triforce MMA? Shout out Pete for handing you that purple belt the other day.
I believe it took me a year and a half. So
She's like unheard of.
15, 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
Since March 22? No, 21? March
Yeah.
21? Yeah, March of 2021. So like 15, 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
From white belt,
Insane.
no stripes, to full purple.
But I feel like that's such a good thing. Like you were just saying, like maybe one of your goals was to fight as soon as you got your blue belt, but now you're just in an even better position for when you enter MMA.
Facts.
You got your wrestling. You have now this like you've competed in boxing several times.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in front of a crowd, and now you have your jiu-jitsu.
Facts.
So I feel like you're just gonna be a killer.
Hope so.
I know so.
All right. Word, gas me up.
I believe in you, Lord Burns.
Stop playing. But yeah, I feel good. You know, it's been a good week with the job and everything. You know.
Yeah, tell us about your new job. Congrats on that too. I feel like there's so many great things happening in your life. Share with the people.
You know, that's why we haven't been in here. But yeah, I just got a job with Blackstone Valley Prep Mayoral Academies. It's like it's a public charter school district, and you know, I'm over at the high school, so I'm at Blackstone Valley Prep High School. It's in CF, I believe, but they pull kids from 4 separate districts because they're big on like diversity. So they pull kids from like Lincoln, Pawtucket, CF, Cumberland, and it's all merged into one district. But my role there is called a mentor, and basically what it's like to me, basically it's like a hybrid guidance counselor, because I do guidance counselor things, but I'm in front of a class every day. And
you're kind of like taking a teacher role. Yeah,
it's kind of a teacher role, but you're a guidance counselor. So it's like a hybrid. But I enjoy it for the most part right now. You know, if any of my kids are watching this, shout out to y'all. You know, we did our one-on-one conferences this week between me and the kid, you know, build that rapport.
How was that?
It was dope. I love the kids, you know.
I honestly feel like this is such a good job for you.
I know. Like the first day, I walk into the spot, you know, I felt like I had to puff my chest a little bit just because, you know, you got to set the tone. And I was like,
and you're a little small.
Yeah.
And you're working with high schoolers,
a lot of the
similar
kids
size.
A lot of kids are bigger than me.
Really?
100%. So I got to puff my chest a little bit, you know. It was like, God. And I said, the first thing I said to each one of my classes, I said, all right, listen, I'm not a teacher. I didn't go to school to be a teacher.
I can't believe you're a teacher.
And my role is not a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a mentor. So I said, you can see me as like a big brother within the school, you know, within someone that you can trust on the other side within the building. So I'm your eyes and ears. So like I'm your bridge to.
I wish
get
I
your
had
voice
that
heard.
in high school. We didn't have anything like that. And they offer that to all the kids, right? It's not just like a select group of kids. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm in charge of like 10th and 11th graders, and it's like, again, they have us teach one lesson a week out of this like Nexus curriculum, and it's about social and emotional skills. But then other days, it's like a study hall, and that's when you can really connect with the kids. So like, if they're all caught up on their work and stuff, and it's boring just to sit there, time starts to drag. I hook up my Switch to like the projector onto the screen, and they'll play like Super Smash Bros. Or like Mario Kart, and they're like, "You're the best, Mister. Like this is crazy. Like, thank you, bro."
You play with them, right?
Yeah, not all the time. Because even though they're not busy, I'm always kind of busy. Whether it be like checking in with a kid or
Planning.
lesson prepping for the next week, or just checking my Gmail, and because I'm still fairly new. This is like week 2 or week 2.5, so I gotta be on my P's and Q's about everything. So I just gotta kind of let them rock out. But my freshman, I got 2 freshman blocks, and they try to give me a run for my money.
It's so crazy because, like, I remember being a freshman in high school, like, barely, actually. And you think you're so old, and you're not. You're still so young. And now that, like, I don't want to sound like that person because I'm only 23 years old, but I look at people that are freshmen in high school, and I'm like, you're still so young. Like, you're not an adult. You need so much guidance. And I think that's why, like, your role is so important because, like, even with, like, seniors, like, you're 17 going on to make a decision of, like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And even though, like, we had senior skills and stuff, I don't feel like people were asking the right questions or, like, guiding you the right way into, like, what you actually wanted to do or, like, what was going to benefit you and, like, just being realistic, too.
For sure.
And so that's why your role is so important, I think.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see because now more and more kids are coming up to me, talking to me about stuff that's kind of personal,
Which is
like
huge because they trust you.
Personal stuff,
Yeah.
like some deep stuff, some stuff that makes me want to tear up too. And I'm like, holy cow, bro! Like, wow, like.
And then I
thank
feel
you
like
for sharing, bro.
yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And I feel like it helps you understand them better as people too, right?
For sure.
You might have a kid that acts up, but then they share those things with you, and you're like, well, this behavior makes sense.
For sure. And that's a lot of times what it is because a lot of people, like, some kids don't get that attention. So they feel like they need to act out within the building to get the attention, but it's not the case. And I let them know that. I'm like, yo, listen, like, I'm going to treat you just how I treat anybody outside of here. So if you're acting up, I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna let you know, like, yo, that was out of pocket. But other than that, I'm gonna shoot the shit with you, just like you're my boy.
Right. I feel like a lot of teachers are so quick to see like a kid acting out, and they're like, they're just a bad kid. Yeah. They throw these labels on them.
For sure.
Instead of kind of being like, well, why are you acting like that, and how can I help you? Because again, they're just children. Like even in high school, you're just such a young kid, and still have so much room to grow and be molded. And not be put into this box of, hey, you're a bad kid.
For sure. Yeah.
So super proud of you and all your progress lately.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Shout out to Blackstone Valley Prep.
Shout out Amy from the gym.
Oh, yeah, shout out Amy. She got me that gig.
She is just like our number one supporter. I feel like we do have to talk about how great she is for a second. Always showing up to my HIT class on Monday nights.
Yep.
Always sharing our Rough and Rowdy stuff. She's like the king and queen of Rough and Rowdy. And she helped you get this job where she's
She did
she's
give
a
me that job.
yeah, she's a guidance. No, she's a social worker there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like every social worker I meet, I'm like, you're perfect for that job. Like you're such a good person. Like either her or Rose or just like even Bianca, like super gentle people that you can tell anything to. So it just makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, shout out to Amy. She's like, yo, this position just opened up. Send me your resume. I was like, all right.
Did you ever think you would be a teacher?
No.
Absolutely not, right?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
But they have it so good. Like growing up, I'm like, I would never want to be a teacher. When I was in school, I'm like, this is the worst. Like I have to be here at 7:00. And but I'm like, they're living. They have like 3 weeks off here for a vacation, and then summer's off, paid summer. Like that's sweet.
Yeah. I was trying to scheme the system. Coach Vic was like, yeah, bro. He said, do the 21 pay period cycle. So get paid for the school year only. Yeah. And then in the summertime, collect unemployment. I was like,
I don't know if you can tell the podcast
you right.
that.
I was like, yeah, coach. Yeah. You can't do that. If you're a teacher, you don't get unemployment.
Yeah, absolutely not. You're employed.
He don't know though. He's so old school. He's like, yeah, you got that. You got
That's
that.
not working.
That's my boy.
Still employed. You're just not getting paid anymore.
That's my boy.
So did you go with expanding the pay over the summer?
26 people.
Good move.
Yeah.
Because then if you don't want to work, you don't have to.
So if any of y'all trying to train with the boy in the summertime, train with Vicky D, any of us, hit us up. We'll travel.
Yeah, I'm also accepting clients now at the gym. So
Clients for what? Haircuts?
oh, yeah. I cut your hair.
No, she
No,
don't.
I'm just kidding. Your dad would probably be offended if I said that.
I haven't gotten a cut in like 7 weeks
Why?
because I just been getting to it. I just
Okay.
been laying low.
You always got a hat on, so what does it matter?
I look musty.
I don't think so.
You could hear it on the camera. That's crazy.
It builds character.
No, it doesn't.
No.
No. I look dusty. The other day, the
You
other
need
day.
that beard though.
No.
Because
Oh yeah.
if you don't have the beard, those kids are gonna walk all over you like you're a
There's
10.
been teachers, the janitor, they come up to me and like, yo, what class you got, bro? I'm like, what? I'm a teacher.
I would just run with it.
I'm like, I'm a grown man. But
Did you like put your strong man voice on when you said that to that guy?
facts. But no, the funniest thing, this little girl the other day, she was talking to me after our one-on-one. It was actually a really good conversation. And she was like, hey mister, you're actually mad cool. Like, you're just a regular
Like,
person.
actually.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
you're just a regular person. I go, what do you mean? She goes, you're broke.
What?
I said, what? She goes,
Tell
no,
me
no.
she didn't come at your haircut.
No, she's like, you're broke and like you're just you. You're genuine. Like, I hate people who like try to be Hollywood and try to act like they got all
Yeah.
this power and this and that. She goes, you broke.
They're gonna respect you so much.
Yeah, she was like, you're broke, but you don't act like you're rich. If that makes sense. I was like, no, that makes perfect sense.
No, it does.
I was like, thank you. I was like, give me a hug.
Oh,
That was dope.
yeah, it's cool. You see that all the time though. You have people like, honestly, realistically, if you're a teacher, you're not a millionaire, and they try to like flaunt these things. Not just teachers, but I'm just saying people that have average jobs try to
Facts.
flaunt these things out.
Facts.
It's like, where's that getting you?
Facts.
Who is that for?
Facts.
Right? I agree with that little girl.
What, then I'm broke?
No,
It's
well,
crazy.
no, but
That's
she's on to something.
crazy.
She might be the wisest little girl.
She works at McDonald's.
Does she? At least she's working. It's good.
She can do it.
That works for that though. So let me ask you the simple questions now. Since everyone was so offended when I said the words flappy pizza in regards to New York pizza,
Boy.
I'm going to have to ask you
She acting up.
your favorite food. Let's see.
My favorite food would have to be golden chicken cutlets.
Okay. I knew that, but golden chicken cutlets.
Facts.
Just plain, do you like a sauce? Like,
What's my favorite sauce?
no, not gonna say what's your favorite sauce. I was like, how do you eat your golden chicken?
I eat it straight up.
Okay.
Fork, knife.
How about chicken parm?
I love chicken parm with vodka sauce.
Is it better in Rhode Island or in New York?
New York.
Really?
Next question.
We have pretty good Italian food though.
You do?
Yeah.
But not New York.
Okay. I won't say anything crazy.
Yeah.
It's always a setup.
The wise guys from New York gonna get you. The real mob. Nah, let me stop.
Would you rather have dessert or like a savory food?
Dessert,
Yeah? What's your favorite?
ice cream,
What kind?
strawberry cheesecake.
I already
Ben
know
Jerry's.
these things, but they don't know.
Yeah,
these
why
things.
you asking me questions that you already know, dingus?
It's for them.
Oh,
The people want to know
strawberry
what is your
cheesecake.
weakness. And I think it's strawberry cheesecake ice cream.
It's golden. It's golden.
Like if they want to beat you in a fight, it's just wave some strawberry cheesecake ice cream in your
I
face.
guess. Yeah.
It's your weakness,
Why not?
your downfall.
Sure.
Just kidding. What else you want to share with us? This is your day.
I mean, ask me questions, dog. I don't know. I'm used to being the rambler, so it kind of feels good from the other side.
Just take it in and answer.
Take it in and just sit back and look cute.
Oh.
You feel me?
Well, you just said that you needed a haircut and now you're feeling yourself.
No, like look cute mentally. I do need a haircut.
Cute mentally.
My dad acting up. He not trying to give me no cut because he in New York. Jerry acting up because he be acting light skinned. And he just moved shop, so they both acting up. Mm-hmm. So I just been
without a haircut. That's simply that.
living.
All right, so what's next for Damani Burns, Lord Burns? And I don't just mean that in fighting. I didn't want to ask you too much about fighting because I feel like it comes out in our podcast and people don't know your background in wrestling and they don't know you as a person, as a teacher, as a purple belt jiu-jitsu practicing man.
I know there's so much about me in my life, but what's next for me? Probably work Monday.
That was the saddest thing and the most NARP thing you've ever said to me.
I know. Yeah, probably work. But competition wise, I'm thinking about doing the High Rollers grappling tournament in Boston, October 21st and 22nd, I believe, or the 22nd and 23rd.
And that's not your first competition in jiu-jitsu, right?
No. It'll be my second. I was actually banned from jiu-jitsu competitions for a while.
You love to get suspended from things.
No, it wasn't even my fault.
You're just too good, right? Like, actually.
Yeah, they said, nah, bro, you gotta go. And I was doing gi.
You were sandbagging the white belts, right?
Not even. I was like 3 weeks into jiu-jitsu, and I went and did a gi tournament with a white belt, and then it's like, oh, you can't do.
They looked you up. They're like, your wrestling's too good.
No one scored a point on me in gi, and I beat everyone like 30-0, tap, 50-0. And then the kid in the finals that I went against, he's from Long Island, and he was like tapping everyone crazy fast, like whooping kids. And then he goes against me, and first I was like trying to ask him stuff, like, cause it was all like jujitsu stuff. I was like, "Yo, bro, how'd you do that?"
Well, honestly, like, why would you ask your competition
Because
how they're
like
doing
that's
stuff
just
before you competed? Like, I understand after.
Nah, that's just me. Like,
Really?
It's wrestling thing too. Like I've wrestled so many of my friends in actual matches. Where
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
that's
like,
a little different, but
and I was like, "How you getting that?" And he's like, "My coach said we don't talk to competition." I go,
well, that's just like a
I was
dweeb
like,
response.
"Nigga, what's up? And where's your coach at?" And the coach was like standing right there, and I look at the coach. I go, "You told him to say that?" He goes, "We don't talk to competition. We talk after." I'm like, I said, both of y'all bum ass niggas keep that same energy after the thing is over.
You said that?
Yeah, I was like, both of y'all. I said, keep that same energy after.
I could see you saying that.
I said, keep the same energy
Yeah.
after. And sure enough, he made the finals. I made the finals, and I smoked him like 24-0.
Didn't he telling you?
I think they're the ones.
The sore loser.
Yeah.
So then he wins, right, by like default because you get kicked out.
No, I won gi.
But I thought they took it away.
They kicked me out of the next one, the no gi. And then he won that. And I felt bad because there was a kid there that I went against the first round of the gi, and I had him. I had him the first round in no gi, and I beat him both times. And it's only one. If you lose one, you're out. And I was his first match of each tournament. So he wrestled two. He competed twice, and it was against me both times. And it was like a 5-hour gap in between. And they kicked me out. I said, "Yo, the only way I'll leave is if you put my boy back into the tournament."
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm surprised.
So they went back and reversed
They
my
probably just
win.
didn't want to deal with you.
Yeah, they reversed my win and made it a loss. Put him back in, and then that kid actually.
Oh, so you got kicked out of no gi,
Yeah.
not gi.
No, the tournament was already over.
Oh, okay.
But they said don't come back and compete gi until you get a new belt. I was like, all right.
Is it all like the same organization? No, right?
No.
So what was that?
Garmin, Garmin. I don't know.
But it's not this
Something-
high roller thing, right?
No.
Completely different.
This is different. The high roll is just like no gi and then wrestling the second day. But yet, that kid that I told him that you'll put him back in. He actually made the finals of the no gi
Oh, good for him.
and lost to that kid.
To the one that was like, we don't talk to.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
What a
good stuff,
loser.
though. But that kid was like, yo, thank you so much, man.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
sweet.
It's like you got it, dude.
I wish he won.
I know that would have been badass, man.
Good comeback story.
They would have been like, he's him. He is me. I'm him. On that day.
Yeah.
At that jiu-jitsu tournament. They'd be like, yo.
Did you watch it
Yeah.
or you left?
No, I was stayed because I had teammates competing.
That's a good teammate right there.
And then I had just started school. Like, it was day one of school. So I went down to Danbury and then drove back up to Rhode Island.
Oh, you were at JWO at the time.
Yeah, this was like not too long ago.
Oh, okay. But you weren't as into jujitsu back then. You were just kind of doing it, right? Here and there.
I was doing it.
You were in New York.
Oh, no. Not as much. I was probably doing it like 2 times a week, 3 times
You were
a week.
driving to New York? 2 times?
No, when I was in New York, living in New York, I was
Oh.
doing it 2 times or 3 times a week.
I was like, geez.
This ninja.
Like, that's dedication.
No. Shout out to Apocalypse Jiu-Jitsu.
That's the place we went when we were in New York, right?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
They got my feet wet with the jiu-jitsu scene. Shout out Sensei Steve
So where are you training
and
now?
Coach Andy.
Tell everybody. I know, but they don't know.
What do you mean? We say this every episode.
I know, but it's about you. I feel like you had these questions, episode 1.
Because I was prepped.
No, I know what I could ask you.
Because I'm a
Off the top of my head.
professional.
But
I'm a
we already
professional.
answered half of these in my episode.
I'm a professional podcaster.
I
You
am
heard?
too.
So where's your questions at?
Right here.
Oh yeah. No.
Right here.
Good one. Where do I train at?
Not in front of the camera, please.
Where do I train at? What's not in front of the camera?
Yeah, attitude.
Oh boy. I train at Team Rockstar Sports and Boletto's Advanced Training Center.
For your
And-
boxing.
Yep. And I also train at Triforce MMA.
Where you just got your purple belt.
Facts. These are all Rhode Island originals.
I know. Sometimes like I think on that. I'm like, we're surrounded by like the OGs of boxing and MMA of Rhode Island. So we got the best around us.
Facts. Bro. I'm in Rhode Island. That's actually crazy to think about and say that out loud.
How long you been here?
Too long.
Boom, roasted.
How long's too long?
Since 2018.
What's your favorite thing about Rhode Island other than Vicky D? Go ahead.
This ninja.
I didn't want to set you up for failure and ask and be disappointed when it wasn't me. So
What's my favorite thing about Rhode Island, you say?
yeah, this is broad, but I'm curious where you'll take this answer.
Like food.
That's what I was gonna say.
location.
I was wondering if you would run with food or you would say like a really deep answer
My favorite thing about Rhode Island
as a whole.
as a whole. I don't know. I would just say my favorite thing that Rhode Island has given me was the opportunity to be my own individual and the opportunity for me to be a man within my own shoes because my family isn't out here. I really don't have too much family out here. I don't have any like blood family out here. Obviously people can grow into be like family roles and family figures in your life, but I don't have any blood relatives out here. So again, a lot of the stuff that I had to do was on me, and I just had so much support from the people. So if I had to say something, the people in Rhode Island are the best thing about Rhode Island. Obviously, like people like yourself, Moose, Felix, Rose, Pete, Coach Vic, everyone that's crossed paths that I've crossed paths with since I've been out in Rhode Island. It's played
Some
a
genuine
huge,
souls.
Yeah, it played a huge factor in my life. So That would probably be the best part.
Just being able to kind of like grow up a little bit, basically. Being completely on your own.
For sure. And the worst part would definitely have to be the traffic.
Here in Rhode Island?
Facts.
You feel like we have bad traffic compared to New York?
No, this shit's woof.
I don't know. I go to Boston and I'm like, this place makes me want to die.
No, the traffic out here, if you get caught on the highway at the wrong time, bruh.
I mean, yeah, but
just go.
We're not like
go get a sandwich from somewhere. Go find a sandwich. Park your car for like an hour.
I don't know. I compare it to like a middle of the city New York or middle of the city Boston. I'm like, got it easy. No?
They don't know how to drive out here.
That's true, though.
Like, look at how you drive.
I'm an awful driver. I never once said I was a good driver, though.
Like, these people.
What's wrong with the way that I drive? From your perspective.
These people out here cannot drive, boy. If you ever drive through Rhode Island, stay in your P's and Q's.
I just feel like people just drive like assholes sometimes. Like, I'm on the highway in the fast lane, and then there's someone in front of me.
Yep.
Here I go. Here's my little mini rant for today.
Yep.
Someone going slow. Yeah. You know, I can't go any faster. I'm sorry. Like, what would you like me to do? Like, drive past them, onto them, over the hood of their car. And the guy behind me is honking their horn, driving like super close to me. Like, if I even brake check him a little bit, he's going to hit me. I'm like, what does that do for you? Like, if you even just swerve a little bit to your right, you'll see that there's a car in front of me and I can't go any faster. I'm like, and then when the car goes away, I'm going to drive as slow as possible. Like, fuck you now.
Asshole.
Right? Like, what's the point, though? Like, we're all, and then it's the same people that finally pass you, and you see them at the light right in front of you. You're like, you didn't get there any faster than me. It pisses me off.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Right?
Yeah, facts.
That's it. That's all I had to say on that.
Right on. Talk your shit. Talk your shit, cuz. Yeah.
Ready for another deep question?
Sure. Hit me. Hit me, bruh.
2, because I feel like people sometimes mush this together as one question. Who and what do you feel like inspires you? And I'm asking like 2 different questions there. Start with who. Like, who do you feel like is your biggest inspiration in life?
Who's the cliche answer is obviously my father. My father is, a huge inspiration to me. The way he works, his work ethic, his money management skills, his dedication to providing for his family, would go above and beyond any words that I can say here today.
It's crazy because like when I met your dad and I met your grandpa, it was like obviously they both have the same work ethic, and I could tell that right off the rip. But their personalities were so similar, and their humor, and then I saw how your humor like worked. So it's like so crazy to see like how much you took from them, like with that. Like you guys all have like similar humors. Like obviously you're different in so many ways, but
for sure. Shout out to them. But who else inspires me? Moose is definitely one of my biggest inspirations too.
And now that's your coach from JWO, for the people that don't know.
Yeah. Lonnie Dane Morris. That's my boy. But he's been through so much in his life, and to see where he's at in his career now and coming.
We gotta get him on here.
For
his
sure.
story is crazy.
Coming towards the tail end of things, it's been a blessing that he is where he is, and he's
something to look like towards as a goal.
Yeah, for sure. And he's had my back since day one, since I stepped foot out in Rhode Island. And I'm forever grateful for him as well. So he's definitely one of my biggest inspirations.
And what I find so like interesting is like he's so involved with you guys, you specifically too, after college. Like you're no longer his athlete, but like it's so clear that he still like cares so much about you.
For sure.
And definitely even Jay. Like you see him at all the weddings for all the wrestlers, and I didn't have like a sport like that, so it's so foreign to me. But like that is someone that is such a genuine coach. Like he's not like, hey, these are my athletes and they're gonna benefit me for while they're my athletes. Like he still cares about you guys now. So
Nah,
I think
yeah.
that's so cool.
And that's the difference between the program over at Jables, because it's not just like a regular wrestling program where you just wrestle and that's that, and you never hear from anyone again.
Like family.
These people are family. They become your family. They treat this more than wrestling because they teach you how to be so many other things besides a good wrestler. So, and he literally just called me last night, like, and talked to me for like 30 minutes on the phone. Like he does that with everyone.
So nice.
I don't have an iPhone, so we
know.
He'll FaceTime other people, but he can't FaceTime me. But he'll call me on WhatsApp sometimes.
That's a dedicated guy with an iPhone that downloads WhatsApp to communicate with athletes that have Androids.
Our wrestling chat is on WhatsApp already.
Whatever.
Come on now.
Give him some credit for using WhatsApp.
But yeah, nah, that's my man. That's my boy.
This cough is so bad.
I know you got malaria.
Stop. No, I don't. Doesn't help that we're in a dungeon, so the dust is getting in my throat.
She said, "Yeah, I know what malaria is." Come on, next question, bro. I think we're closing out on time.
No, I asked you who, and then I said, what inspires you the most in life?
What inspires me?
So I was on the questions. You didn't answer.
What inspires me? Like what drives me?
Yeah, that can be internal. That can be maybe a goal.
Excuse me. What drives me is full circle moments. What I mean by this is, like I said earlier in the podcast, that a lot of people helped me get to the point where I am today. And what motivates me and what drives me to get up every day is to provide that to someone else. So that's why I do teach a lot of wrestling. That is why I still help out with the wrestling. That's why I was so easily able to jump into this role as a mentor, because I want to provide that same gift that people gave me. I want to give it to other people so that they'll remember me forever, and they'll keep in touch with me forever, just because of the type of person I am. Because again, I want to see everyone win. Yeah. I always want to see people be the best that they can be. I want people to do the best things that they can do. So if that starts with one conversation, then so be it. I would want that, and if it's one car ride from here to here, then it's one car ride. But I just want to be able to give people what people gave to me. That's what drives me.
It's a beautiful thing. I love that answer.
Sure.
And I feel like you said, like, that's why you never pictured yourself as a teacher. And you are a teacher, but it's almost like this customized role that fits you and the type of person that you are, that you've stepped into.
Facts.
So that's really awesome.
Yeah, it definitely fits the persona, which is really a blessing in itself. So
I feel like I feel like I could be wrong, but you love coaching. Like, I watch you sometimes, like at that moment at Boletto's when you were in the ring and coaches holding pads for us, and like
it was over there doing some bullshit.
Yeah, but you like looked away and you just couldn't let it go that this guy was doing some wrestling move or jujitsu move wrong. And you had to like start coaching him as you have your gloves on and you're in the ring and he's on the mats.
Yeah.
And coach is just looking at you like, motherfucker. Like, pay attention to me.
They was doing some bullshit, so I had to help him out.
And then you tried and they still weren't getting it. So you just like completely hopped out. Like, no disrespect to coach, but I knew it was just driving you nuts.
Yeah, I jumped out the ring.
You're
I was
like,
like,
I
no,
can't
you
watch.
gotta be here, have your position this. Like,
And then hop right back in the ring.
yeah.
And I feel like not everyone is like meant to be a coach. Not everyone has patience, and I feel like you're really good at it.
I try.
Yeah.
I try to be.
I think that's your calling in life, is coaching and teaching, other than fighting, obviously.
Right on, Big Diesel.
But yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that.
What else anything else you want to share with us? I didn't get to ask you the fun questions.
Yeah, no fun questions. You're whack. You're a whack host. Do I need to share anything else? Just get ready for more content, man, because we're looking to revamp this right away. Like, we're getting used to this new schedule. We're getting used to my new schedule, so we might have to start uploading on a different day. We might have to You know, sometimes we might. And now that we got our like origin stories out the way, we can now have other people come
Yeah,
in
and have some fun with it.
You know, now it's time to get down and dirty and gritty. Let's get it. So like, obviously, like send some topics in, send some controversial shit in. We might not talk about it, but we might talk about it. Most of the times, we will talk about it.
I know, like kind of just letting us know too, like, what do you wonder about us? Like, I didn't really even get into your day-to-day training, but we kind of talked about that in the first
it's
episode.
whatever. But,
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And if you want to come on to the podcast, even if you're
like
from
an
New
hour
York, if you're from New York, wherever,
Mm-hmm.
send it. Send it.
We're gonna upgrade the room so no one else gets this cough that I got going on.
She did not get that call from in here. She
It's not helping. But I will say this break for the podcast was great because it went from being a trillion degrees in here. It's a little cold.
Yeah, it's break. So now we're not sweating.
But now I'm freezing, but my toes are cold. But it is better than sweating on camera.
Yeah, it happens. But we're good.
You seem a little tired today. I feel like the week is draining you a little bit, getting used to this new schedule.
I know I'd be tired every day. Yo, I fell asleep in my car today on one of my breaks, and one of the other mentors, my boy Dex, he had parked next to me, and I went inside. I was like, "Yo, you saw me slumped in the way?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Thank God for tint.
I know, cause I was.
How'd you wake up?
I set an alarm.
Oh, okay. Because I've done that on my breaks at work before.
I set an alarm for like 20 minutes, and I literally was out. I was like, woke up, I was like, ugh.
At the restaurant I work at, we have this busser, and he's just a high school kid, like a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's so funny. Like, this is aside the point, but he one day like went on break and went in his car, and he went missing for like 2 hours. And everyone's like, "Where'd Bobby go?" And someone sent like one of the waitresses out to the car, knocked on the window. He's like, "What?" Completely lost.
Nah, that's hilarious.
I was like, poor kid's working too hard.
That's a fact. That's funny.
It's funny though, because like he's like just a high schooler, and all the girls that work there were like fresh out of college, like telling each other way too much of our personal business. And then he says nothing, and he just kind of like sits in a chair in the corner, and like he's listening and he's taking this in. And the other day we're like, "So Bobby, you like listen to our conversations?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we're like, "Do you learn something?" And he's like, "Yeah, what not to do." But it's so funny.
Straight up.
He's like a fly on the wall.
Shout out to him. Yeah, well, I think we could wrap this up.
Yeah, I feel like you're falling asleep on me.
No, it's been like an hour.
I know. I could ask you questions all day though. We'll get into it more.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it was a pleasure.
Close us out, Big Diesel.
It was a pleasure having Lord Burns today for episode 3 of Rowdy Rebels.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't seem so sad about it. But we're going to start trying to do this at least once a week. We're going to be better for you guys. So if there's
Every
anything
day.
else you want to hear from
Every
us,
day, better
send
and better.
us a message.
Till we won't be.
If you want to be a... Oh,
won't be.
you got that from like your football chant, right?
Facts.
That could be our theme song. But anyways, so thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube videos.
Yes, indeed.
And that's all I got.
Good job, Big D's. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Right on. Right on, doggy. All right, party people.
See you next time.
Get out of here.
You got it. Let them know that everything did. Nail done, hair done, nail done, hair done. Let's get drunk for the weekend. Let's turn up for the weekend. Let's turn up for the weekend. Let's get drunk for the weekend. Oh, hey, Q. You know I got it for ya, hey, Ice. I still got it for ya, hey, Lexi. You know I got it for ya, hey, Slim. I got my eye on you.